Hello everyone and welcome back to CookieRun Cookie Trials in CookieRunOvenBreak with Algeroy Galcone. In this video, I'm going to show you my attempts at beating Paindecampagne Cookies Trial in the Diamondrank, aka the normal difficulty. If you like this kind of content, then be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell so you will not miss out on anything that I put on this channel. Everything is free, you don't need to pay, and by subscribing you make this channel grow and flourish even more, which makes me happy so I can create more content for you to watch. So, for those of you who have no idea what in the world is Paindecampagne, it's a type of bread from France. Usually it is called French sourdough. I have no idea how popular this type of bread is in France or in the Western world, so let me know in the comment section down below. Now, as usual, this video will contain two runs from me. The first one is my first attempt to beat this particular cookies trial without the assistance of one of the legendary treasures. And the second and final one is the run with the assistance from one of the legendary treasures. Anyway, let's talk about the treasure set that I'm using for this particular run. I'm using the sugar eggs, that's the treasure on the left side. The treasure in the middle, that's the newest epic treasure that is introduced in this update, the twirling timepiece. And last but not least, the treasure on the right side, it is none other than the automatic typewriter. For those of you who have no idea where this particular cookies trial took place, this cookies trial took place at the Emergency Neutralization Division, or END for short. Now, this division is one of the divisions that is formed the Time Balance Department, or TBD, and their job is to prevent the timelines from collapsing. And to get a better understanding of what END does, then you can check it out this video that is available for you to watch on the CookieRun's official YouTube channel. So, what do I think about Paindecampagne's cookies trial on the normal difficulty? Well, it certainly has a lot of obstacles to avoid and destroy, but what really made this trial stand out though was the music itself, because the music, if you can hear it in the background, they used the same instruments as they did with Stringami Cookies trial, and in the middle of the song, Timekeeper's theme came out, and yeah, it was like a really standout factor. But overall, this is just not my cup of tea. I know that there is a lot of people that are going to like this theme. I mean, a lot of people also like Stringami Cookies theme, even though that is also have the same problem as this particular cookies trial theme. But yeah, I didn't have a hard feeling neither in terms of I detest this particular cookies trial theme, nor I liked it so much. Yeah. I'll talk more about this particular cookie in the next part of this video. Anyway, it is time to move on into the next part of this video, which is I'm going to show you the second run, the run with the assistance from one of the legendary treasures. So, the second and final run for this video, I equipped the glittering dream orb, that's the treasure on the left side, and the middle treasure, that's the twirling timepiece. And last but not least, the treasure on the right side, it is none other than the sugar eggs. And let's see how far I could improve my score compared to the previous run. Or in the worst case scenario, I ended up getting a worse score compared to the previous run. But that's, I mean, it's not impossible, but that's an outcome I didn't want to get. So yeah, let's talk about the cookie scale, because this cookie scale reminds me of three different cookies which have their scales put together into one cookie. This part here where the player needs to close the time rift reminds me of strawberry crepe cookie scale as well as bell pepper cookie scale. But thankfully, this scale is much easier to use than bell pepper cookie scale. And the slamming animation reminds me of lobster cookie, which you can see in just a second, and there you go, that's the animation that I'm talking about. That reminds me of the final move during lobster cookie skill. And thankfully also, this skill is a lot easier to use compared to lobster cookie, which in the community, lobster cookie is one of the hardest cookie to use in CookieRunOvenBreak. because lobster cookie is a destruction-based cookie, and in the community, destruction-based cookie do bring a higher level ceiling for skill. So cookies like cream soda, purple yam, scorpion, ninja, lobster, and so on. And for those of you who wonder if I got the epic costume yet from the gacha, well, I managed to purchase it because I have a lot of rainbow stars, so and I'm going to show this epic costume in the next video when I cover this particular cookies trial on the hard difficulty, aka the rainbow rank. Now here comes Paindecampagne cookie skill. One thing that I haven't tried is what would happen if I didn't press the slide button, which turns into the button to close the time rift during his skill. Would he get stuck into the time rift and the trial just ends? I have no idea, I haven't tried it out, so if you do manage to try it out, then let me know in the comment section down below. One final thing before I conclude this video, I would say that this particular cookies trial in the normal difficulty is not too difficult. I would like to see the challenge that the game brings in the hard difficulty, aka the rainbow rank. And the final skills should activate somewhere around here. There you go. That's on the Campagne cookie skill for the final time. Anyway, that is the end for this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Galcon signing it off, and I'll see you in the next videos. Take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.